Hi guys, my name's Samuel Phoenix and I suffer with a condition called Carey-Fineman-Ziter syndrome. Now I said that nice and slow because it's it's a bit of a dick, to be honest. It's one of the rarest conditions on the planet, and I'm talking it's so rare that there are less than 20 people right now on this earth with it, and I'm one of them. But what makes it even more fun for me is I actually have a variation that has never been seen before, which isn't really surprising considering there's only 17 people on the planet with it, roughly, you know. Why not? Why not have a type that's never been seen before? That is me to a T. As you all come to know over the series of these videos, I am just... you'll never meet anyone like me. I'm a complete dick. Not in a bad way, in a fun way. Like, I don't mind making a fool out of myself whatsoever. Excuse me, I've just had a bowl of fruit and some drugs, so prescription, don't call the police. I have to take codeine and paracetamol and naproxen, which are basically codeine. If you live in the States and you're watching this, codeine is like Oxycontin. Naproxen is an anti-inflammatory, and paracetamol is just a plain simple painkiller. And the reason why I have to take painkillers is because I am in pain 24/7 with this condition. And obviously this is a part of the variation of my condition, because nobody else, I don't think, has had pain issues. They might have had growing pain issues, but I just have general pain. Like, my shoulders are on fire 24/7. It doesn't matter if I'm sat still or if I'm playing tennis. I wish I could play tennis. If I tried to play tennis, I'd just be like, dish, and game over. Probably break a leg or something like that. It's something similar has been done. Not exactly that way, but something very similar has been done in the past. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking crap. Right, Carey-Fineman-Ziter syndrome. Right. What it is, it's a gene in your body called MYMK, or myomaker, they decided to call it. Fair enough. They called it that because there's something called myostatin in your body, and it produces this chemical that reacts with proteins in your body, and what happens is it myoblasts these proteins into saying, right, make that muscle bigger. So naturally, all the protein goes into your muscle, says, right, come on then, flex, and your muscles get bigger as you grow. And obviously if you exercise and work out, they get even bigger still. Me, my MYMK gene is sat on his fat ass reading the paper with his feet up. He don't want to play. He's like, no, ain't doing it. So basically, the signals aren't getting to the proteins in my muscles to say get bigger. As a matter of fact, they're actually siphoning out of my muscles. And yeah, ain't that fun? Well, I'm 37 years old and I have the body, well, I have the legs and arms of a 90-year-old, which is a piss take. Really is, man. Really is. It's so embarrassing. I'm not joking. It is so embarrassing for me. Like, if I ever go out anywhere, I can't sit down because I won't get back up. And I'm not having somebody manhandling me in the middle of a shop. Or like go down for a nice meal, you know, sit down, nice tux on, you know what I mean? Or Flash, James Bond style. Can you help me out? No, not happening. You know, take a girl out on a date. Can you help me? No, I don't want to do it. Oh, makes me cringe, man. it makes me cringe. So I tend not to go out much anymore because it's just the hassle is so much, and that is one of the complications of this condition, really. I will go into every aspect of my life and how I deal with this condition over a series of videos. It'll be like a living, not diary, but account of how it affects my life. And the aim of it is to simply educate people and maybe, just maybe, find people out there that suffer the same symptoms that I do that haven't been diagnosed, and they can go to the doctor and say, well, this chap says this, and the doctor can go, oh yes, well, that sounds about right, yes, you have Carey-Fineman-Ziter syndrome, and we could actually help. Stranger things have happened, believe me. I mean, I would struggle watching anybody go through what I go through, and that's not me being brave, that's not me being like, oh, look at me, I'm an hard man, because it ain't. I'm not like that. What I'm trying to get through is that I am so soft, is that if I saw somebody go through what I go through, I'd break down. Because it's hard, man. It is really hard. You probably notice my arms are really thin. That's because the muscles are wasted away. My tummy sticks out because there's an arch in my back here, right? And also, I hardly move. I sit down all day watching films and TV and stuff like that because I can't work. I can't physically go to work. I'm a hazard. Sorry, pardon me. So basically, it doesn't matter what I eat, I put on weight. My average daily diet is as follows. I have 2 Weetabix and a cup of coffee in the morning. I then have a bowl of fruit, which I've just had. And then for tea, I'll have a chicken breast and a bag of steamed vegetables. I might have a yogurt afterwards. And then a couple of hours before I go to bed, I'll have not Nutrigrain, Nature Valley, which, if you don't know what that is, it's like oats and things like that in a bar, and I'll munch on that just to fill me up. And that's all I eat in a day, and yet I'm still just over 12 stone. Purely because I'm not moving. I'm not allowed to physically exercise, because if I were to pull a muscle, for you, a pulled muscle would take a week, 2 weeks maximum to heal. For me, a pulled muscle would take 4 to 6 weeks to heal. If I tore a muscle, game over, done. It couldn't be repaired, and I would be screwed. So, yeah, I don't exercise. Something you're probably wondering, no, I haven't always been like this. Yes, I was born with Carey-Fineman-Ziter syndrome, but when I was born, I was diagnosed with Oppenheim's benign hypotonia. There you go. Nearly got it wrong, got it right. Which basically meant that I had muscle mass, but no tone whatsoever. So I was like a jellyfish, just flopping all over the place, And when people tried to pick me up, I'd just go, oh, damn. I'm sure people dropped me on the floor a few times. No damage was done that we know of. But, yeah, I had no strength at all. But as I got older, grew up, my muscles built up. And it was that way until I was 18, 19, and then things started to deteriorate. So it's taken 19 years so far to get from being a perfectly fit and healthy young man to a wreck. and I've still got a long way to go. To be honest, I don't know how far it's going to go with me. With other people, it has killed them. It has. It's affected their internal organs like their heart and their lungs and their liver and kidneys and whatnot, and they have died. And from what I'm aware, that's most of them. So, not looking good. However, positive, my heart and everything get checked every year, a couple of times a year maybe, and they're always perfect. And when I say perfect, I'm not being like, oh yeah, it's perfect. They are perfect. For some reason, God knows how, but for some reason, even though I battered drugs and drink and smoking and all that kind of stuff to try and come to terms with my life, I battered them. Right, I don't know how I'm alive. My internal organs are great. Like, it's weird. My blood pressure is perfect. Every time I get it checked, they're like, huh? What can I say? My pulse rate's exactly the same. Never goes above 90. Ever. Ever. I don't know why. I'm just really laid back and chilled. I don't really do stress. Stress is bad for you. And I think if I stressed about my situation, I would have been dead a long time ago. So I don't. Just get on with it. But I do think, I wonder if it'll kill me. I do. Which, if it does, it does. Hey, what can I do? It's nothing I can do about it. If you're wondering how I came to have Carey-Fineman-Ziter syndrome, I'm sorry I haven't said this before, it takes a faulty gene from both of your parents. Okay? Your parents don't have to be affected at all. Neither my mum or dad have issues. They're perfectly healthy. Well, my dad is now dead. He died when I was 12. But he didn't have any medical conditions. And my mum didn't either. She's a bit of a old dear now, so, sparked a few things. But when I was born, nothing wrong with them. However, there was a case on my mum's side. My granddad had something called Poland syndrome, which is basically lack of development in the pectoral muscle. So, flat chest on this side. Fine on that side, but he had a flat chest. And on my dad's side, there was a member of family who I'm not willing to mention, to be honest, who has muscle problems. So those two faults in the gene pool came from my mum and dad, connected when I was born, and created me. CFZS. Oh well. It doesn't necessarily mean though, I'm an only child, but there are cases like there's a guy, Cody Hansen, in America, Utah, and he had 4 siblings. His older sister Tanya was the first ever person to be diagnosed with Carey-Fineman-Ziter syndrome. Then they had 3 more children. None of them were affected. Then Kobe was born. So he was the 5th child. He was affected. So number 1 and number 5 were affected. 2, 3 and 4 perfectly healthy. And the parents were perfectly healthy. So it is just a matter of pot luck. And that sentence in itself takes the piss, because there's no luck about it. Yeah, I got lucky. I don't care, to be honest. It really doesn't bother me now. Some days I get up and I'm like, don't want to play. But then I think, well, I'm here for a reason. And what is that reason? I don't believe in God or anything like that. Don't think I'm a Bible basher thinking, yes, I have a plan. I don't. I don't know why I'm here, to be honest. Persistence on my parents' part and medical help. But certainly not an act of God. Because if it is, it ain't funny. But my sole purpose on these videos is to try and reach out to people. For people that don't have Carey-Fineman-Ziter, it's to educate you, to try and understand people like me better, because I have been misjudged my entire life. Like when I was younger, lads wanted to fight me all the time because of the way my face is. I look resting bitch face, basically, don't I? I'm just like, I don't mean to at all. You'll notice that my eyebrows and my top lip during this whole conversation have not moved, because they're dead. I've got like facial paralysis. I've had to have 4 reconstruction surgeries on my face and speech therapy to be able to talk this way and look like this. So you can imagine what I looked like before. Like, top lip sticks out, my chin was back here somewhere. So I've got like all sorts of metal and wiring and plates and stuff in my head now, so. But I forgot what I was saying. Dick. See, that'll teach me for going off point, won't it? Yeah. Help you understand me. There you go. Like, lads used to want to fight me all the time. Doctors thought I was drunk. If I ever hurt myself, they'd go in like, sniff my breath, what the hell are you doing? And they'd be like, I'm sniffing your breath for alcohol. I thought, I'm 12! I thought, yeah? Alright. Because I used to have a bit of a like, Sam. My name's Sam. Sean Connery.